It is morning, the last day of May 2020. I'm Selena Fox, and I am coming to you from my home studio and office, and I am here to do a working for justice and healing for the United States, which has erupted for the past week in many expressions of grief and anger, frustration, sadness, stress, not only due to the pandemic, but to have the reality that death through citizen and police interface has happened. It was caught on camera, and it has become a flashpoint and a teaching time about the problems of racism in the United States of America. I began my journey for working for racial equality in the United States of America in the 1950s and 1960s when I was a youth and when there was still segregation. The first mass rally for racial equality that I provided support for was the 1963 March on Washington. And I've been on that quest for equality, liberty, and justice for all throughout my life. Many voices that are in social media, that are in peaceful rallies, that are in press conferences, and that are finding other peaceful ways of focusing public attention on the issue of racism and the need to dispel that and bring about greater equality, justice, and for all, liberty and justice for all in our society. Justice is being called for. And indeed, I'm going to begin this Sunday morning moment by inviting you to join me in calling justice. Many people do not know that actually justice is a goddess. The justice image that we so often see in the United States of America is Lady Justice. She was one of the virtues of pagan Rome, and so much of the infrastructure for government in the U.S. takes inspiration from classical pagan societies in Europe, including Rome. So Lady Justice is a pagan goddess. But justice is also a concept that goes across cultures, goes across religions and ways of being. And I invite you to join me in calling Lady Justice to be present especially in the United States, that she watch over, that she hear and amplifies the voices of those calling for justice, that she guides the lawmakers, the politicians, the community leaders, the religious leaders, people that are business owners, and people who are teachers, first responders, law enforcement, military, all of those institutions in our country, their leadership and those who are serving in capacities to deal with the uprisings, the grief, and the behavior problems of some people who are finding less than optimal ways to express their concern. When violence happens in the streets, the message goes off of what the focus is that this brought about these demonstrations and rallies. That focus needs to be kept on the fact that we need to work together, find collaboration for racial equality, and we need to improve our justice system and not put that off any longer, but make changes now. So I invite you to join me now as we call on Lady Justice and some powers of healing this morning. And as we are gathering and focusing, I invite you to share where you are watching from. And thanks for those of you who are already putting comments in the comment section, because that lets me know that my internet's working this morning. Hooray. So I invite you to take a few moments, take some deep breaths, center yourself according to your own practices of wellness, of inner peace, of grounding and centering. And if you don't have a particular practice, I invite you to take a deep breath in and then release. Deep breath in and release. Deep breath in and release. And call to mind the sacred by whatever name or names you know: she, he, them, it, all of the above, some of the above, none of the above. And for free thinkers, I invite you to connect with reason. Let us all connect with Source. And let us all now call on Lady Justice. Lady Justice, we call to you, we honor you, we ask you to help the USA. We call on you, we honor you, we call to you to help us bring justice for all, to bring equality, liberty, and justice for all. Be with us, be in us, watch over us, and guide us now and in the times ahead. Lady Justice, Lady Justice, Lady Justice. So mote it be. and with the healing sounds of the Crystal Cauldron Singing Bowl, I invite you to tune into this pentacle that this wonderful wall hanging was given to me, and it seemed perfect for this morning, for it has powers of healing. Justice, wisdom, truth, kindness, love. The five-pointed star, the pentagram, is another ancient symbol. Indeed, it not only is used by people that today would call themselves pagans, witches, wizards, magicians, but it has its roots in ancient Greece. Indeed, it was a symbol of Hygeia, goddess of healing. So I invite you to join me in holding these healing powers in your consciousness and imagine them as beams of light going across the USA and around the world. Justice, wisdom, kindness, truth, love, healing and wellness, healing and wellness, healing and wellness, healing and wellness to the USA, to all of those impacted by these recent events, to each of us. Healing and wellness, healing and wellness, healing and wellness to all in need. We're in a pandemic, and I play this bowl again for those on the front lines, for those who have it, for those who are having loved ones that have had it, for those who have lost loved ones who've had it, for those in need, those impacted by the pandemic. Healing and wellness, healing and wellness, healing and wellness. Be safe, be well, be resilient, be collaborative, be compassionate, be connected. Not only with other humans and the greater circle of nature of which we are a part, but with Source, with Divine, by whatever name or names, by whatever form or forms that each of us align with it by. May each of us find ways today to reflect on what has been troublesome in society, reflect on us having ways that we can come and make a difference, to be part of spiritual and political solutions instead of problematic pollutions. More light, more love, more freedom, more joy. So mote it be.